All right, let's rock and roll. Good afternoon. This is the month ahead of myself, January 24th meeting of the Carver COA Board of Directors. This meeting is cablecast by Area 58, Community Access Media, Channel 15, and will be posted by Area 58 onto YouTube as soon as possible. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, do public comment. If anybody in the audience wishes to address the board, you can have up to 3 minutes. I notice we have visitors, but nobody wants to come up forward, huh? Okay. In that case, I'm going to introduce Alice McMahon. Oh, that's an H, not an R. My eyes are going on me. Our new part-time COA activities coordinator and administrative assistant. Come on up and... Yeah, you don't get to just sit there.
You gotta work.
Gotta get on.
And you want to pull the microphone closer to you. I'm a pain in the neck.
You are. I didn't think I'd have to do this.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Tell us a little bit of how long you've been there and how you're liking it so far at your little desk.
Well, I started the position on December 3rd, so I've been there a little over a month. But at the COA, I would say I've been there about 3 years, so I'm a person that people would know, but they just don't put the name and the face together. So, and I'm enjoying it. I really am. Lots to learn. Connie's been an excellent teacher and role model for me and getting me to get the ropes done and everything, so I'm looking forward to a good adventure with her.
Very good. Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Anybody have any comments or questions?
No, we're glad to have you aboard, and I'm sure Connie appreciates the help because it's been a long time for her doing everything. So,
Yes. I don't know how she has done it.
Yeah.
It's so overwhelming at times. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, like I say, welcome aboard.
Thank
you.
you.
You can leave the hot seat now.
Okay.
Okay, this next agenda item is a discussion only. I thought we should start thinking about what our 2025 goals should be for the board. I don't expect everybody to come up with 15 ideas each right off the bat because you didn't know about this.
No, we don't get the agenda till we get in this room. So
surprise.
Well, it is posted on the meeting calendar.
Oh.
If you check the meeting calendar, it's attached to that, and that it has to be, was it at least 48 hours or 72 hours?
what meeting calendar? The town?
On the town
Okay.
website.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause there always has to be posted 48 hours in advance. However, I always meet with
Yeah.
our director
To do
the
it.
Wednesday before, and so they're usually posted by Friday.
Okay.
And the following Monday at the absolute latest.
All right.
So you don't have to be surprised.
Okay. I didn't say it was a bad surprise. I just said a surprise. Do we want to talk about the things, a little bit about what we did last year, and if we wanted to repeat it, like the tea and the Carver night out? And
If you'd like to.
all right, well, those are just my two suggestions. I don't have any, as I know we talked about at one time trying to do a dinner, getting one of the, like Old Colony or one of the schools that has a culinary department to do that.
Donna?
That was Donna's.
That was Donna's.
Yeah, she
but-
never.
I don't think she,
No.
flew.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would involve financially. I mean, I think
it's
we
an
would.
awful lot.
They can't do
I think it's an
do this for
awful lot.
free, in time. So, all right,
They could do it for
I have no
free.
skin in that game, I just was bringing that up. But,
No, may I speak?
Certainly.
Other towns, culinary programs have done it for their people free. That's why Donna was going to look into it and talk to the culinary director up there before she left.
oh,
Yeah.
well, even,
Yeah, they should really, if it's a public school,
right,
and, they could use it as part of community service or something like that, so I would not be afraid of it being a cost, but of course, I don't know what the school budget is either,
right, right.
but they're most
Well, I don't
really-
mind making a phone call to the head, the teacher there in the culinary department. She's the one that runs it all, and see if they do something like this. I know that they're doing the manicure thing, the cosmetology department, but,
Probably go through the superintendent's office first.
okay,
And then, let them know what we're thinking and find out who would be the best one to contact.
okay,
That would be my suggestion.
all right. And this would be for the spring or something?
Yeah.
Just offhand, okay,
And if it's too late in the year, so, how we would do it for next fall.
okay.
And as far as the tea goes, I don't think I have the time this year to put it together and do it because I'm going to be gone away, like to Florida for a while in April visiting.
No.
Well, it might be nice to take a break from it, and then have it again next year or something.
Like I say, we don't have to make a
We don't
final
have to make it-
determination yet.
Yeah.
This is just for discussion
Discussion.
only.
Got any ideas, Kathy, what you'd like to
I've
see?
been sitting here thinking, and I can't think of any candidate.
Well, it's gonna be, this is gonna be on the agenda next meeting.
Yeah.
So you've got a full month to think about it, so.
Mm-hmm.
If nobody else has any ideas off the top of your head, why don't we go ahead and we'll close that out for this meeting, and like I say, we'll go ahead and next month it'll be a discussion and possible vote.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm supposed to have a feasibility study update, but it's like, it's like calling in the wind. What's the feasibility study doing?
So postpone.
I said, when's the feasibility study? In other words, we're getting no answers.
Oh.
I will probably be texting a member of the select board because when I made the arrangements last Wednesday, to make sure the town hall's open, I had the administrative assistant, Carrie, go ahead and leave a note that I was getting very curious. And she said, I'll make sure he gets back to you. And we haven't gotten back to us yet. So I have no update on when the feasibility study is going to be,
Okay.
considering it was voted on last April. All right, moving on. Director's report. Madam Director.
Yes. All right, we've been busy.
Well, being that it's January of 2025, I took the opportunity to do a 2024 recap for the entire year. I'm working on the annual report as well, so a lot of this information will be included. But I thought it was an opportunity since we wanted to just really recap what we've done over the past year and just what's nice about my senior center. I did attach the statistics that are printed out directly from my senior center, which is recording all this information. And I just wanted to go over that. GATRA provided me their annual total of trips that they made, which was 9,435. That's a 22% increase over, over 2023. This is pointing out the fact, too, that one of our 4 buses that we had, which we had only a recent addition of a 4th bus, has now been upgraded to a 12-passenger bus. So we've not only increased the number of buses we have, but we also have a larger bus for greater capacity. Unfortunately, we're still dealing with
the absence of 2 drivers that we've been in need of for now probably 9 months. So it's just been a burden on those other drivers.
Is that advertised on the town website?
It is, and it's also on LinkedIn, and HR has been posting it and reposting it fresh to kind of get, and sadly, we've had, people interview, some, they express interest, but then don't respond when the job is offered to them. We had somebody be trained, actually, and then not show up for their first day. I'm not sure what the issue is. We're not hearing back from anyone to say the current drivers really like what they're doing. It's a 2-day schedule. And they're 2 different days. I don't know what being that there's 2 drivers, there's probably a couple of different options on the days. And there's some flexibility if there's a need to, go on vacation. And actually, it's not a benefited position, but as a part-time position, there's accrued sick time, there's accrued vacation time, and paid holidays if they fall on the days that you're working. So, I mean, that's much different than it had been before.
Do you know what the pay rate is on that?
I want to say it's somewhere around 17 per hour. I don't know exactly off the top of my head, though.
Okay.
And I think it should be advertised with the ad there. So we were getting responses, but we just haven't had the final follow-up on it. And so it just hasn't been a match. But we hope to get, more word out. I say kudos to our drivers that are picking up the extra shifts without complaint, and they're just, doing what they can, so we just don't have to cut our services. And I think, and that's key. We're trying to avoid that at all costs, but because the need is just only growing from what the numbers tell us here. With regard to our nutrition program, for the year, we had a total of 3,062 congregate meals. Those are the meals served in-house, and the meals on the move are the home-delivered meals, and that was 10,192. So an average of about 1,105 meals per month.
And those are prepared at the COA?
They are, yep,
In that kitchen?
yes.
With that dishwasher?
Yeah. Well, it's gotten frozen now a couple of times, and I think that's an issue.
It was just installed.
It was just installed, but the previous dishwasher never had that issue, so I'm not sure what the difference is. They are different models, but, we're in an old building, and unfortunately, it's susceptible to some of the pipes freezing, and we're trying to be on top of that. Maintenance has been looking at that for a while, but it's difficult when that kind of slows down the process with regard to meal preparation.
Yep.
So I did the statistics from my senior center underneath that. The registrations at the end of 2024 were 504, so we actually reached over 500 at the end of last year, and that's a 15% increase over 2023. So of these registered seniors, there are 206 active in the year of 2024, and that is like unduplicated seniors, as in individual seniors that came through our doors for whatever activity or service or lunch, and there was 206, and that's a 15% increase over 2023.
Do they swipe, now they have a little cart, right?
Yes.
Do they swipe that only going into the dining area, or can that be?
That's where the kiosk is there. We have a backup of sign-up sheets that I feel like anyone might have been missed, but this is catching the scans. So there are numbers. If somebody forgets to scan their card, I know that, if anything, we have more than these numbers. And then there's people that come in for activities that haven't registered yet. So they're not being counted for that.
So this is really a low-end count?
This is probably a low-ball number for that
Okay.
reason. And our average daily attendance is 44. And that's a 5% increase over 2023. And with the statistical printouts that I gave you can see by the day of the week what the averages are. And altogether, they average out to the 44. But you can see that our biggest number is, and always has been, Thursday, because that's bingo. That's up at an average daily attendance for the year of 58 people, and that's about accurate. But if you notice, Wednesday is a close second. And we're not giving out money on that day. That is a popular day. We have a lot of activities and programs. It's the middle of the week for some reason, too. The middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, are the most active times at the COA. Monday's a little slower, and Friday is, in fact, a half day for the most part in our schedule, so it tends to be a lighter day in general. But all of these weekly numbers for each day of the week were increases over the last year. And then you can see by month, too, that there's an ebb and flow. All the numbers tend to be at 40 or above, with the high point in November at 47. So there's, a steady growth just in general across the board. And then there's the other sheet is a little further breakout of the individuals, specific age groups and so forth, if you want to look at that. Do you have any questions on the statistics before I move on? I was just going to,
No,
yeah.
No,
So the
very,
recap
very
of, what's that?
Very thorough, thank you.
The recap of 2024, I just highlighted a couple of new programs and our activities that we introduced and that were very well received. Nancy Franks has a lecture series called Frankly Speaking, and we had several of her programs that were very well received and well attended. The Molasses Flood, Titanic Ties to Massachusetts, National Parks. In the fall, she had an Apple program right around the elections, White House dogs, and Christmas around the world. And she always, she has really great research that she does, and she tries to find information that's not readily available online, so it's not some knowledge that you typically would access on your own about these topics. And she always provides a related themed raffle to it. So she's very engaging, very entertaining, and people who attend the programs really enjoy them. We're continuing to book her for this year as well, and looking forward to some of the programs. We're going to have one in March with leprechauns and all the things, and a visit to Ireland as far as part of the presentation. So she makes it very interesting.
nice.
We also had a couple of Audubon programs that were really well received. Anything with nature seems to be attractive to a lot of the seniors, and just people in general, I think. Introduction to birds and bird watching, and all about hawks. We introduced an activity that was somewhat on a whim but has really taken off, is beach volleyball, that surprisingly we can actually do in our little space in the back room of the nutrition center. There are no rules. There is no net, but there's a lot of ricocheting off the wall or each other's heads. It's just a lot of laughs, and there's a lot of fun that goes along with it. So it's a drop-in activity. There's no cost involved, but it's a lot of fun. We've had over last year 3 trips that were sponsored by the Friends. One was the Blythe Wold Mansion. That was another. It was like a tea that was given at that location. The Jimmy Buffett Tribute Show and Lobster Bake that took place up in Maine, and the Turkey Train that was up in New Hampshire. All of them were, I believe, sellouts on the bus trips that we did. And another favorite that we rounded out the year with was just in December. We had the Carver Elementary 5th grade chorus come for a holiday concert. And that's just a really great intergenerational opportunity to work with the schools and have a program for the seniors. We also had, just to thank the Cultural Council for the 2024 programs that they funded for us. That included the Black Velvet Band for St. Patrick's Day luncheon that we had last year, a pastel workshop with artist Jessie Fries, Therapy Gardens put on a healing gardening program about specialty gardens. We had singer-entertainer Tommy Rull, who was not only an entertaining singer, but just an entertaining person and personality. He was quite funny. Matt York, we've had a few times, and this particular program was focusing on Willie Nelson and songs and stories that he presented. And this was also in December. We had the Notable Blend Chorus, which they also did a holiday performance, but they're an a cappella group, and it's a lot of, I think a few of the members are local to Carver too, which is very nice to have them perform for us, and the Cultural Council supported that. The improvements that took place in 2024, we had a major installation of new kitchen appliances, range, convection oven, warming station, and refrigerator, all through the ARPA funding. We also purchased new chairs for the nutrition center. We found them to be sturdier, lightweight, so easier to move, easier to clean, because the upholstered chairs were difficult to move, difficult to clean, and they had armrests that would not go under the table, so they stuck out, and it was, we have difficulty in our space just moving around in general, so the new chairs can tuck under the table, which is great. We also had some interior painting in the parlor and library rooms, as well as Heidi's Shine office area, and there's been just lots of compliments on just how neat and clean, and the color seems to coordinate nicely with the space, so that just looks a lot more professional and updated. The rear driveway was widened. That now allows some staff to park behind the building, and it opens up spaces in the main parking area, which was a concern because we lost the field that we had as our overflow parking. So we were able to open up 5 additional spaces by taking the staff out of that parking lot. When the new addition of our part-time activities coordinator and administrative assistant, pointing out the fact that her desk is positioned in the parlor space, which is visible, bless you, is visible from the entry point on the side entrance, where it is allowing what we've been lacking all along is direct contact for greeting visitors. So Alice is there three days a week, well, actually 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, and then we have another senior work-off assistant who can cover the Friday. So we try to have it pretty much occupied with somebody to greet people 5 days a week. So that's been working out really well. January recap, which we're just finishing up now. We still have another week to go. But I also attached the new newsletter format. It's giving us an opportunity. It's an 8-page as opposed to a 4-page newsletter. It's in full color. The option for being able to do this is allowing for advertising, which the printer pursues, and so there's no responsibility for us to have to solicit for advertisers. We certainly can pass them on. If there's anyone of interest who would like to advertise in our newsletter, we can pass it on to LPI Publishing. This provides a greater opportunity to not only provide more information, but it can be in a larger format, so it's far easier to read. I've been getting a lot of feedback on that, and with having more space, I've been able to include the monthly lunch menu, which seems to be a huge hit. That everyone really likes having that. I will give one caveat to kind of point out, so anyone that does reference this, is that it is prepared more than a month in advance, that we do put a little disclaimer that the items on the menu are subject to change based on their availability. June, who prepares the menus, is planning well ahead, placing her orders, but if a vendor does not have that item, she does maybe have to shift her menu, and hopefully people are okay with that. We just want to mention that that is subject to that possibility. And there's a phone number for the Nutrition Center, which is actually the main number of the COA, but option 4 for the Nutrition Center allows you to hear the menu, so you know for every week you'll hear the updated menu. So if there is a change, making that phone call will tell you what exactly is on the menu for that week. Oops. And then, as far as, so that was the new addition for the activities that we had for January. The highlighted programs were, we had diabetic living program from Therapy Gardens. It was a very helpful program that provided recipes and special tools, apps, and so forth for managing diabetes. New Year, New Gut with BID registered dietitian Marsha Richards. She's always giving us a nutrition program roughly every other month. And for this one, it was just talking about how digestive health is an important part of your overall health, and how to stay on top of that, and ways to get it back on track, so to speak. The Friends had their first membership drive. They are promoting that there is a free tote with every new or renewed membership. We had Megan Quirk, who works with the Carver Cares Coalition, come to give a training on the doTERRA kit, which is a device, or it's a system that you can use, and they were given out during this presentation to safely dispose of medication. Everyone, I think all seniors, probably can talk about the types of prescriptions, whether they stop taking a prescription or it's old, not knowing what to do with it, and this is a safe way to dispose of medication. And we have those available for anyone's interested with them. They were given out at that time, but we also have some on hand for anyone who wants to get that. We just had a Winter Wonderland activity yesterday, which was a lot of fun. We were just playing. Boy, we really are in winter right now, but we had teams, we had little activities, competitive activities, name teams, and making a snowman, which we had some very cooperative volunteers that provided a lot of laughs. And just in the end, it was just a fun act. We actually painted with ice cubes, made watercolor pictures. It was just a variety of activities with the winter theme, and that was really well received. The last activity that's a new addition for our schedule is the addition of a knit and crochet club that's going to be meeting this coming Monday at 10 a.m. So anyone that has interest in that, there have been some registrations already, but that will be a new addition to our calendar ongoing. For February, I did attach a mock-up. I don't have the actual of the February newsletter, but we'll have some highlighted programs that are detailed in the newsletter. Remembering the Blizzard of '78, and this is with Nancy Franks. I think we all remember the Blizzard of '78, but I think she'll have some interesting research that she has, that she always adds information that we don't always know about. And this much desired and requested program we do have happening again this year. It's not guaranteed every year, but we do have, guarantee that we're having it this year. ARP Tax Aid that provides the free tax service for seniors or individuals that need to have very kind of simple taxes in order for this to be a program to participate in, just because it can be, self-employment information that might have to have something detailed. It has to be done within the hour that they're allocated for appointments. So most people, that seems to fit the bill for most people, but that are complicated investments or anything like that, they can't really do that in the hour's time. But I'm making note, and it's in the newsletter as well, that starting Monday, February 3rd, will be the opportunity to start. I want to make sure everyone gets notification that we're having the program. So our newsletter, our February newsletter, was being mailed out today. So I just want to make sure all the notification goes out for anyone to have the equal opportunity to call to make an appointment. And Alice will be receiving those calls. And the 3rd will be the opportunity to start to call for Carver residents. And the 18th of February will be for anyone outside of Carver that wants to call to make any available appointments at that time. We only have Mondays that are being offered to us. They have given us one extra day now, which will be made available, is the Tuesday after St. Patrick's Day, because we are having a luncheon on St. Patrick's Day, which is the 17th of March, and that is on Monday. So the tax preparers are offering us the following Tuesday, so we can keep a day in our schedule, which is great. So that's the only non-Monday appointment time. And there's a paperwork that people have to pick up before their appointments that they need to completely fill out and bring with them for their appointments. And Alice will go over that with anyone that's calling for an appointment. We do have free manicures happening with the cosmetology students from Old Colony Votech, and that's Friday, February 7th from 9 a.m. to 11:30, and that is also by appointment, and Alice will be taking those. The Friends will also have another membership drive, and that's also on the 7th from 10 to 12. So get your nails done and then join the Friends. We're having, which is another fun thing that and Mary loves this very much, LCR, Valentine candy, left, center, right game.
Yes.
Right on Valentine's Day, we'll be playing with Valentine candy as the pots, and that's always a lot of fun, and that's at 12 o'clock, right after lunch. This is a program that I think will be well attended. The Plymouth County Comfort Dogs will be coming with their handlers, as well as District Attorney Tim Cruz, and he'll come and explain the purpose of the program and its benefits, along with the dogs. So that will be fun. And that's Tuesday, February 18th at 1:30. And we've added into a regular schedule, we currently have coffee with the chief and talk with the TA every second Tuesday of the month. Now, every third Wednesday of the month, we'll have visit with the veterans agent, and we have a new veterans agent, as she's Celestine Cruz, and she already came in when we had the coffee with the chief last week, I believe it was, and so she just had an initial introduction, but now we're going to have an opportunity for her to have her own time, and it's 10:30 to 11:30, and it's a drop-in situation. If somebody wants to meet with her privately, we have the space for that. So it's an opportunity for veterans. If they're not able to meet with her in the office that she has here at the town hall, she'll have this monthly sort of office hours at the COA, and have just visibility and accessibility, I think, for any of the veterans. And one of the activities we've had in the past, and it's a lot of fun, game shows to go, and that will be Wednesday, February 26th at 12:30. And that's done in the style of a variety of familiar game shows like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune and that type of thing. It's been a lot of fun. Everyone is involved that wants to be involved with it, which is a lot of fun. And the Cultural Council grants that I just found out the approvals of last week were all the ones I had submitted, which is great. Plus one that was submitted on the group themselves. The musical group submitted one, and we supported it, and we received that as well. So alcohol workshop with artist Jesse Fries, that will be in March. A terrarium garden workshop with Therapy Gardens, that will be in April on Earth Day. And then Jumping Juba is, we've had them in the past, they're a lot of fun. They performed here at Shirtlift Park. It was a really great concert, and they submitted their own, and we supported it. So I got confirmation of that. We'll be having that in May. Barn babies, everyone loves this. The baby animals, they're in little wrapped baby blankets, and you get to hold them, and it's ridiculously cute and amazing. So that's going to be in September. And pop-up art school. They have a felting project that will be kind of nice and that will be in November. It'll be felted pumpkins. So a lot of other activities as well that throughout the year, but those were going to be supported by our Cultural Council, which we're very, very grateful for their support. Any questions?
Any questions for the director? Comments?
That sounds great.
I've circled a lot in February.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. Yay. LCR for sure.
Great report, and
Yes.
great newsletter, too. I think that
thank
catches
you.
everybody's
Yeah.
eye.
I think so too. I think
that's- Big
It's-
plus.
It's around, as we've done in the past, we distribute those newsletters all around town, as well as having it within the COA. And what I think is going to be nice is that it looks so different that it'll get picked up by maybe some people who have just, it's been overlooked.
Yeah.
They're available at the library, they're available here at the town hall, they're in every bank in town, at the churches in town, doctor's offices, Shaw's, all over the creation, the parks themselves, that's the other thing too. So even for, if you're looking, when you start thinking about the goals for the board, having visibility and maybe access to the villages is an opportunity too. I know we had, actually the Friends had distributed a lot of literature at the craft fair that they had on holiday, but to actually maybe have a meet and greet on site. You know, South Meadow Village has, well, I think maybe they all maybe have clubhouses or whatever, but maybe having a time where the seniors, we know where they live, which is great, 100% seniors for the most part, and just knowing that you're representing them, you know, you're the board, and their concerns and ideas. This is an opportunity for them to then meet who's on the board and be able to maybe express what they want to, you know, to see happen, or, you know, or questions about things that they're not, if they don't even know about the COA perhaps. It's going on site to them is very helpful. We're having activities, and I think we're having a lot of great activities at the COA, but if we're not getting them to come in for those now, adding to having more activities isn't necessarily the way to reach them. I'm thinking if we're missing them for the activities, because we have some really good ones, and if we're not getting them, let's go to them. Let's get some visibility and connection, and I think if the seniors begin to realize, like, oh, and maybe they know you too, and realize, like, oh, I didn't know you were on the board, or like, oh, well, you know what I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice if the COA had this, or or what does the COA offer, and then we would have the information on hand. So just, that's a thought too, because we have several villages, and, you know, in the seniors, if any senior says that they don't know about the COA, I'm not sure they're getting the newsletters are dropped off to them directly. I send my PR to the South Meadow, their own newsletter, to be included in that. We're now included, activities are pulled directly from this. Our IT director is taking the information from our newsletter and adding it to the town newsletter. And if anyone goes on the town website to know that that exists, it's very nicely put together. That gives some key things that are going on in town, and it does include, which is great, it's including some of the COA activities in there as well. So it's just, you know, it is getting the word out, but like I said, we do know where the seniors live, and I said if we, you know, there's at least 4 major villages in town. So that's my
Good
2
idea.
cents.
Good idea.
Anything else? or-
No.
Okay. Good.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
All right, approval of our meeting of November 21st.
Yeah, I noticed you left yourself off, Mary, in attendance. She
Well,
took-
but there, yeah, any discussion about the minutes?
okay.
First, yeah, Mary left her name off.
She took the notes, so.
Also, one thing I've noticed is when there are motions are made, it's motion to approve, not approved. Like Elaine, when we approved the minutes of October 24th, it'd be Elaine Raymond, then parentheses, motion to
To
approve.
approve.
And then Mary Duras seconded.
Okay.
Minor little thing, but I
No,
spent
see,
so many years.
I don't take the notes, Helen does.
Well, I'm going to have to straighten her out if she comes back from Costa Rica. Okay, any further comments about the minutes?
I have one.
Yep.
I put Chief Dupley and Chief Mike Ryan. I didn't know Dupley's first name.
Oh, Mark,
Mark, okay. thanks.
M-A-R-C.
M-A-R-C?
Yep.
Okay, so I can make that change.
And I think it's spelled doofully, isn't it?
It's an H.
Yeah, there should be
What
a,
is it?
H and an I and a do Philly, actually.
D-U-I-L-Y. Okay, thank you. So I can make those.
if you can make those changes.
I'll make those changes and
Thank you much.
send it to Helen and,
So, I'll take, oh, another
One more thing,
comment?
down on the bottom, you wrote Connie's report. She also went over the director's report for November 24, but the statistics were complete because the COA meeting for November
oh, we're
20.
not complete.
So it should be incomplete, or, okay, I'm not complete.
Yeah, thank you.
Why does it say 2022?
Oh,
What?
2022.
What, did I do, where?
Under the director's report, went over the 2022,
Oh, but you, no, oh.
should be 2024.
But what was it that you went over that was 2022? It was some kind of statistic.
No, that was that's right, 2022 was correct.
Oh,
It was the report from 2022.
it was
About the-
the facility assessment, the building assessment.
Yeah,
So,
assessment,
yeah, that was, I provided that.
report facility assessment for 2022.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Okay,
With all these little amendments that we're making, I would recommend, and I will entertain a motion to postpone the approval of these minutes until our next meeting.
I approve.
No,
I move that we wait until the next meeting to approve these minutes.
do I hear a second?
I second.
Well, any further discussion?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Huh?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. All those in favor of postponing the approval to our February meeting, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. All right, new business or topics not anticipated by the chair 48 hours in advance. I don't have anything, and does anybody want to surprise me with something? Hearing nothing, good. Board member comments. Let's go with Kathy first. Anything?
I think,
Please speak in the microphone, Kathy.
am I speaking in it?
That's better.
Yeah. I think this format with the color and everything is going to be a good thing. Because when I go up by the town clerk's office, I don't see those black and white ones laying on them. But I think this is going to be a lot more visible, and maybe more people start coming. Because we do have a lot of fun stuff.
Yep.
Like, I loved that, the snowman and throwing the snowballs.
That's right, I forgot about the snowball fight. Yeah.
It was paper, but, and it gets us moving. Like for seniors like myself, sometimes you're not moving often enough. So all those activities are good for our health and well-being.
Just laughter alone is.
Yeah, so
Laughter is the
thank
best
you.
medicine.
And, yeah, we constantly laugh, like my jaws hurt. So I like all these things that we're changing and adding and doing.
Very good. Fine.
Okay, well, I second everything she said, but I really am happy that Alice is on board and there's more things going on, and not that there weren't a lot before, but, you know, maybe
It allows us to do more.
it allows you to do more, I think, too. So thank you for the great job.
They've said it all. They never leave me anything to say.
Start with you next time.
Okay.
Yeah, we can start
I was
that.
going to say, I don't have anything to add. I mean, I love the new newsletter. I mean, that just sits right out there, and it just basically says, take me.
I'm hoping, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and again, the improvements we've seen for this class, 2024, excellent, and expanded, and now with Alice here too. Now, I don't want you to be a slave driver.
All right.
She does get a break now and then.
Yeah, really.
All right, that being the case, our next meeting will be February 27th.
February 27th.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Unless you guys want to hang around.
I move we adjourn this meeting.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I second.
We have a second.
Yes.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing nothing. We are adjourned. Thank you very much, Area 58.